activists go from this.
Are you ready to get trained?
Bro, look at all these, like, white people. I don't even see a single person. There's so many women in this. It's like all women. I don't see a single dude. Oh, maybe that's one right there?
Lightly getting tossed aside for blocking ICE operations, to mass arrests in the streets for being as useless as they are stupid. As it would be one thing if every time these anti-ICE types throw one of their signature adult temper tantrums against the feds enforcing border laws, and it resulted in ICE retreating.
This was uploaded 9 hours ago.
The illegals they were seeking, and not the reality of protesters getting prosecuted federally, ICE flooding their city with 5 times as many ICE agents as before, and then opening another alligator Alcatraz in their state. But none of those facts will stop the EBT tribes from trying again.
EBT tribes. Oh my god.
This time outside an ICE facility in NYC. Again attempting to block the feds from leaving.
Bro, come on.
ICE out of New York!
ICE out of New York! ICE out of New York!
Now eventually, the NYPD started physically removing the mob. Arresting anybody trying to climb inside their parking garage.
What the fuck?
Stop!
Careful, careful.
Oh, there you go. Get it. They need a bus. They need a bus so that way they could just automatically, like, they need one of those big prison buses. And what they do is they take them and lock and put them in handcuffs and throw them on that bus. And then whenever the bus is full, they take them straight to a state penitentiary. You realize that these men are just trying to do their job? They may not even like what they're having to do. Like, they just don't want to lose their job. They have to support themselves. What are they supposed to do? They're just enforcing the law. That's it.
Sleep with yourself. How do you sleep at night?
Excuse me.
I don't understand what their plan is. Do they honestly believe once they get inside this ICE facility, they suddenly have to cease their evil operation? Once again proving
I did not mean to dislike that. I do apologize.
they don't actually believe the Trump administration is disappearing people or deporting American citizens. Because if they did, the last place they would be breaking into is a federal building. As they know nobody takes them seriously, they're just using the kid gloves on them.
Well, that's the reason why they're getting more amped up. It's because they're being ignored and not taken seriously, so they end up turning to violence instead.
No, they don't, as these activists started trashing their own streets.
Bro, see, that's the reason why you gotta catch these fuckers. Whenever they start doing this shit, you gotta arrest every single one of them, and then you gotta chain gang them together and make them clean this shit up. And they're not allowed to come out of custody until this shit's all clean. Like, they gotta fucking over-clean that bitch. They gotta make this shit spotless. They gotta make that bitch sparkle.
Until the NYPD started removing the trash, as both literally the litter and figuratively the idiots. Then they tried to use their bodies to block them in. Eventually all getting maced in mass.
I don't know why they even give these guys little pepper spray balls. They need to give them, like, mace bombs. Give them a bunch of mace bombs or flashbangs. And tell them to just pop them off in the crowd. Get all this shit on the ground, bro. You know what's really sad? Is that these plants and stuff, these are probably from a business. So the business, like, ends up paying, like, like a plant like this is probably like $500. And they put this outside of their shop. Like, it's probably just like a little home community shop or whatever, right? A little small business. And these dumbasses come over and fuck those plants up like that. And they want to sit here, bitch, and complain about the police doing their job? Like, think about how much money that's gonna cost a small business.
As again, in the end, these activists have accomplished
The
nothing
hell is this
but a
dumbass
brief
doing?
inconvenience for the feds, except a massive inconvenience to anyone actually employed trying to get stuff done in the city. We need to stop this cycle of allowing unemployed idiots to hold the city hostage whenever they don't get their way with something they have almost zero comprehension of. As traffic in the city is bad enough, but things are about to get a whole lot worse, as a new mayor campaigned on fast and free buses, despite the fact that the governor has repeatedly refused to finance it.
I cannot set forth a plan right now that takes...
I do feel like public transportation should be free. I really do. And let me tell you why. It's because you fucking pay for it with your taxes. Why the fuck isn't that free? How is that not free? How do you think they get the money to pay for those buses and those subways? How do you think they get the fucking money for it? You paid for it with your taxes.
money out of a system that relies on the fares of the buses and the subways.
And the mayor just pretends it'll magically happen.
How are you getting that money, the $700 million to make the buses free, into the MTA if she's not for raising taxes?
You know, I think that the two clearest ways to raise that money is through the raising of the state's corporate tax to match that of New Jersey. I think that a lot of this is still a case to be made.
But that doesn't matter, as his supporters are equally ignorant.
What's your favorite Mamdani policy?
My favorite Mamdani policy is probably free buses.
And how do we implement that?
How do we implement that? Have to read through his policies, right?
You don't know the policy?
I have read it, but I don't want to talk about it right now.
Okay, have a good
So
one.
you have no idea what it says. Very nice.
That is, if they'll even have bus drivers left by his inauguration.
Look how Mamdani got New York City.
Real quick.
Holy shit.
Driver just got up and left.
Bro's gonzo.
Free V if anyone wants.
The left has officially become the party of bumper sticker politics. Great phrases that make you feel good, but bumper sticker thin implementation.
Yep.
And if he can't deliver on fast and free buses, New Yorkers will just have to rely on the subways. Which best case, you get a little furry travel buddy. Or worst case, a little bit waterboarded in their deteriorating infrastructure. Or worser case, get slashed up a bit by the psychos they refuse to lock up. And in the event you need to quickly escape, good luck.
You know, a part of me kind of wants it to get that bad. Let me tell you why. It's because whenever you got these people that were a little bit more sheltered, getting attacked on buses and subways, there's going to be way more people that are going to be standing up for their friend Benny that got shot and killed on a subway, or stabbed to death on a subway, or robbed on a subway, and forcing these policymakers to do what the fuck they're saying they're going to do, and holding them accountable. There's no accountability for these lawmakers, dude. There's none.
The New York City subway stations are now making it extremely difficult for anyone to use the emergency exit doors. Check this out. Feels slightly illegal, doesn't it? Like, what if there was an actual emergency and everyone was trying to leave the station and you couldn't even open the door?
And I actually have experience with that delayed egress lock, as it's supposed to stop anybody misusing an emergency exit, either to shoplift at a store or evade the fare on the subway. It's just sad that again, instead of simply locking away criminals that repeatedly steal, they lock up everybody with the criminals, as if there were a violent incident occurring in the subway.
That's the same reason why you can't go into a store without trying to get toothpaste out of a freaking glass box. That's the reason right there. That's the whole reason why you have all these companies shutting down, is because these lawmakers aren't putting these fuckers in jail where they belong. That's the reason why you got somebody getting lit on fire in a subway from a guy that had like 15 felonies and like 70 arrests.
You cannot escape because of that same violent criminal you're trying to evade. But above ground isn't any better. Even in your vehicle, you're not safe. But that's alright. Nobody can afford it anyways.
I just got a $600 bill in the mail from the congestion toll pricing from driving in New York. I've been driving in the city for years, at least 5-6 years, and I refuse to take public transportation because I've been assaulted twice on public transportation. There just has to be a solution to this. Like, I can't go on. How? It's not safe. Like, public transportation is not safe. I'm not going on there. Like, no.
The social fabric of the city is all breaking down simultaneously, but if the incoming mayor can't even deliver on fast or free buses, what is he doing? Well,
and you know what's really sad? Is that if they do fast or free buses, it's only going to get worse. You're just going to have people that are homeless and criminals that are going to be getting on it more, and then they're going to ruin the bus system as well. You have to figure out what's going on with the heart of the city, and the heart of the city is that you guys aren't locking people up. You got to put these bad people in jail, man. You got to keep them there. Got to.
When he won the election, he began begging for more money.
A few months ago, where I told supporters across the city to stop donating. And today, I am asking them to start once again.
Again, returning to the TV to panhandle his peasants.
You've already been incredible. We've raised more than $1 million in just 2 weeks. Our average donation is around $77. More than 12,000 of you have donated so far, which is much lower than the last administration's transit, because we need to raise $4 million in total.
As this has basically become the thing he's most known for. Even today, again, begging for funds.
$1 trillion here. But one thing I'm warming up to is the idea of a fully funded transition.
Bro needs more money, and he got a silver ring on.
The worst part about his constant calls for cash is he wants those donations through Act Blue. Meaning, even if you voted for the anti-establishment liberal leader, he's still demanding you give a cut to the mainstream Democrats. But his supporters are numb to disappointment now, as at his victory party, this socialist was selling $13 bears. The only thing fast and free about Mamdani is watching the left melt down about how they've been duped again by another Bernie Sanders-esque Democrat.
Dude, Bernie Sanders had his spine ripped out by them fuckers, man. It's so sad.
They attack the establishment, then they bow to the establishment, and then they make millions in the background. As first he attacked Trump.
My administration would be Donald Trump's worst nightmare.
But then immediately bent the knee.
I intend to make it clear.
Yeah, you know why? You don't fuck with the president.
To President Trump that I will work with him on any agenda that benefits New Yorkers.
Somehow becoming best buddies with somebody allegedly a Nazi. As just like how the activists don't actually think ICE will kidnap them, Mamdani doesn't actually think the democratically elected president is a fascist dictator. It's all for show because they don't know any better. The problem being, reality is still destroying the city.
You know what's crazy is Trump used to be a Democrat. And not a lot of people know that. He used to be a Democrat, a proud Democrat too. It's like these people have done 180s on their positions, like the Republicans and the Democrats.
No matter how many bumper sticker solutions you patch on it, as these voters have no idea what they brought upon themselves.
Sharia law starts now. Absolutely. Zohran Mamdani.
As sadly, without that specific demographic, he never would have won the election. But that same exact
Damn, look at all the women, dude. Jesus.
Is going to be the most violently impacted group. I just hope when they eventually flee the city for safety, they don't vote in those same soft-on-crime socialist policies.
Right? Yo, W video, decoy voice W, man.